Hello, my name is Jason Stock, and today I'm going to be talking about the social penetration theory. Social penetration theory refers to the process of building and further understanding relationships of one another in a more deep and intimate way, while using self-disclosure and revealing more personal information about one another. In life, people generally tend to have very limited interactions with each other on a personal level when interacting with each other. For instance, if you go to eat dinner somewhere, there's very minimal personal interaction with the waiter. It's usually very informal and business and professional. With the social penetration theory, this aims to try to communicate better with people by asking the intimate questions and developing a more personal communication path with people. I realized the application of this theory just today actually in my work when I was dealing with an angry customer. This particular customer was upset about the turnout of his car. I work in the collision industry and we did a massive repair on this person's vehicle. Now, of course, I work in the collision industry, so people are bringing their vehicle that was in an accident to be repaired, and many of them expect it to look brand new. This isn't always the case, and we do our best to try to make that the case. However, things do happen. So this customer noticed a bunch of scratches around their vehicle and claimed that all of them were from us. They became very irate, started cussing, and were extremely upset. Now, to deal with this situation, instead of arguing back or telling them that they just have to deal with it, I thought of using the social penetration theory to try to relate to this customer better, to get a good understanding of what they are, how they act, and how I could better help them. By examining his clothing, I noticed that he was wearing a Corvette hat, and I trickily mentioned a Corvette in the conversation, saying, hey, I agree with your attitude right now, and I understand why you're upset, because I have a friend who has a Corvette, and he would act the same way. By bringing that personal kind of part that he enjoyed up, and knowing that he liked Corvettes enough to wear the hat of it, it struck a new tone of conversation, and we started talking about cars, which then went into riding motorcycles. Eventually, this all ended up to this customer who was at first cussing at me at the beginning of the conversation to at the very end of the conversation, thanking me for all my help and even inviting me to go on a ride on a motorcycle. So just that one tiny thing that was noticed, that was something personal to him that he liked, was garnered the ability to completely change direction of the conversation and have him from being an angry customer to lead him to be a happy customer, or maybe not happy, but more content with the situation. What I learned from this experience was definitely to examine people more thoroughly and see if there are things that you can pick out from them that you can find to talk about. Personal things. Maybe it could be a watch. Maybe it could be the type of shirt they're wearing. Whatever it may be, that little bit of personal communication, which is so far away from the corporate structure people are told to say nowadays, could be the one thing that could give you that breakthrough and completely change the situation around for you. In conclusion, I realized that with self-penetration theory in use, you can actually lead customers to where you want them to be and lead the conversation to where you want them to be by making it personal, by making that personal connection with them. This isn't just with angry customers, but this goes with life in general. For instance, making a comment on a waiter's shirt or whatever other business you're having an interaction with. By giving that little personal penetration in there, you're showing them that they're not just some bot that's doing their job, but they're a human being as well. And it leads to a much more comfortable interaction of communication overall. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great day.